Calaroga Shark Media.
And that Johnny Mac laughing because I know what story number 6 is today with your daily comedy news. Late night had a couple of good ones. Jimmy Fallon said a man who caused an emergency landing on a flight from London to New Jersey because he allegedly got drunk and started yelling was fined just $20,000. The most surprising thing, he was from London and not New Jersey. Seth Meyers getting political. He said, please, you think Trump is scared of jail? The place is full of mobsters and white supremacists. He'll walk into jail like Norm walks into Cheers. That joke is epic. I'm writing for the Ballot podcast, which we're having a lot of fun doing, and Stormy Daniels testified yesterday, so I gotta put on my writing hat and head over to Ballot Land. But first, Jeff Ross, going into spin mode like we all expected. He said, no, Tom Brady's not mad about the Robert Kraft joke at all. Why would you think that? Ross was on the Rich Eisen show, and he said, come on, no way. Brady was having fun. Robert Kraft is like a father figure to him. He was just showing his love for Robert Kraft, and Robert Kraft loved it. We had a great talk afterward. He was so happy I gave him a shout-out and a salute. It was beautiful. Sounds like everyone had a happy ending. Ross said he loves the roast. Brady is a student of the roast. I kept him in the dark on a lot of the surprises, and he didn't hear anyone's jokes. He abided by the rules of the roast, which is basically anything goes, and surprised me. I got to give the guy credit. He really did it. All right, David Letterman doing the Gods of Comedy. The first God of Comedy is a comedian I like a lot, but Gods of Comedy? Nate Bargatze? No, Dave, no. Maybe you, but not Nate Bargatze. We all like Nate Bargatze, but Gods of Comedy, Nate Bargatze? No. Letterman said, I've not met this man, so to nudge up against a guy who's just as good as it gets is a thrill for me. In the world of comedy, some perhaps are as good, no one is better. 90 minutes, Letterman talked to Nate Bargatze about Tennessee, his journey as a comic, including the time when bookers for The Late Show with David Letterman rejected Nate's audition tape in 2012. Nate told Letterman, I was told it was too mundane, and I didn't know what the word meant, so I looked it up and put it in my head, and I was like, oh, I don't think that's good. Letterman apologized to Nate before playing a clip of Nate on Conan, where he performed the same joke he had submitted to Letterman. Nate talked about his early days as a comedian, saying, you're just constantly getting told no, so it's frustrating because everything's switching and you don't want to miss out on the things you grew up seeing. But finally, I submitted it to Conan, and they said, yeah, all we do is mundane. That's funny. Letterman said, you mentioned earlier you couldn't work dirty, you had to work clean. Who said that? Who told you that? Nate said, I just never wanted to be dirty in front of my parents, and everyone, we've heard that before, okay? I don't write material for kids, but my favorite viewers I see in the crowd are a lot of grandmothers because I don't think they really have anything they can go watch, and no one wants to go watch anything with them. Jeff Foxworthy said the same thing to me 20 years ago. At my special, there was a 12-year-old girl sitting in the front row, and then it's awesome to see a lot of grandparents. I like that they can all come together because it's the only stuff that I was allowed to go to as well. I think if you can make movies like Home Alone and things that everyone can enjoy and everyone can go to, I don't think that's happening now. So that's where I wanted to go. Tiffany Haddish has the Backpedals out, this from The Hollywood Reporter. The other night at the Netflix Is a Joke Comedy Festival, Tiffany captured on video sharing her thoughts on the campus protests. I will have to paraphrase here. Tiffany said, I don't give a F about that stuff. I never went to college. Why would I care about college? There's not genocide at the college. I give an F about what's going on the other side of the world. But why would I give an F about the college? This the stuff I'm talking about. Stupid MFers at the college ain't never worked a gosh darn day in your life. Do you remember 9/11? B-word? What the F did we do, America? We went the F over there and we F'd their behind up, didn't we? I paraphrased a little bit there in case you couldn't tell. Tiffany spoke to TMZ and said, yeah, I think they're going to protest for one place. They should protest for all the places that are having genocide happening. How many black people got to die before we got to protest? If you want to protest, protest. But if you really want to be effective, make change, go up to the legislation office, call up your senator, call your council, go to Congress, go to the people who make change. It would be way more effective. I actually feel really bad for the students whose graduation has been canceled. These are the same kids that lost their freshman year. Complicated issue we're not going to solve on Daily Comedy News. Sam Morril was at the Knicks game. Some 76ers fans are not happy with the shots Sam directs at their stars. Sam posted the infamous picture of Harvey Weinstein pushing a walker. He captured it, Joel Embiid, when things are heading south. One Sixers fan heckled Sam back with a picture of Joaquin Phoenix's character, Arthur Fleck, bombing at an open mic in The Joker. And they served it on a platter because you know what? In the movie The Joker, there's a comic who kills before the Joker gets on. You know who that comic is? Yeah, have you figured out how the story's going to go? That's right, it's Sam Morril. You even hear the MC in The Joker go, one more time for Sam Morril, and then the Joker gets up and bombs. Sam apparently explained on KFC Radio Barstool at one point the scene was filmed in the closed comedy club Dangerfields. The only instruction he was given was to make sure the jokes would work in the 80s. Sam decided to tell a different joke for each of the dozens of takes so that the laughter would sound genuine in every one of them. That's smart. Chris Redd was jealous of his performance because Sam got to perform an entire set in front of movie stars while Redd had to repeat ad nauseum. One more time for Sam Morril. This is funny, too. They said that Sam's slam back at the Sixers fan is on par with the Toronto Blue Jays Twitter account response to someone asking for a source on a trade report. The Blue Jays responded, literally us, the Blue Jays. Seth Meyers and John Oliver are extending their monthly residency at the Beacon Theater through the end of the year. You know who else announced a tour? Joe Coy. Yes, story number 6. It's the Joe Coy Just Being Coy tour. This kicks off September 21st. In a statement, Joe Coy said, I never take for granted that I get to live out my dream on the stage every week, and this new tour is something special that I can't wait to share with everyone. Tickets go on sale today at noon. Presale code is comedy, all caps, possibly comedy with a period at the end of it, all caps. Then general audience on Friday. Joe Coy, perhaps best known for hosting the Golden Globes. He was the MC this year, and he made a very, just a terrible joke about Taylor Swift. I kind of don't want to repeat it, but here, just let me play it for you.
As you know, we came on after a football doubleheader. The big difference between the Golden Globes and the NFL, on the Golden Globes, we have fewer camera shots of Taylor Swift. I swear. There's just more to go to here.
Scott Beckett throwing his coffee at his car windshield right now. Hi, Scott. Love you. The Telegraph thinks Netflix is testing out a late-night type show with this John Mulaney fellow. I'm seeing a lot of articles about the John Mulaney late-night show. At the time of this recording, I have only seen the Friday night show. Maybe tonight I'll watch one or two. It was very sleepy Monday night. Still recovering from Deacon Mike's big shindig. They know how to party in Cleveland anyway. Seeing a lot of people saying the same thing I said about Friday night show, which was, it was a mess and you had Jerry Seinfeld right there. The Telegraph asks, can John Mulaney return to who he was? Absolutely not. So where to next? There's chatter he might be in line to host the next Oscars. He would be great, but just let Jimmy Kimmel do it. Don't mess with it. Just let Jimmy Kimmel do it. Let Jimmy Kimmel do it for 10 years. It's fine. Don't fix it if it's not broken. You see what happens when you try and fix it. Leave it alone. John Mulaney could host, say, the Golden Globes, but, don't make a joke about Taylor Swift, dude. By the way, did you see Tom Brady took a shot at Taylor Swift? Yeah, totally uncalled for. Here, listen.
Kansas City, you say your stadium is the loudest. It helps when all your fans are 14-year-old girls.
Mulaney at 41, some of that squeaky man-boy energy is finally dissipating. He's filled out a touch. He's wearing his hair longer, shaggier, and his stubble more graded. I saw some websites saying Mulaney looked like he had a 90s haircut. I think he looks good, but what do I know? I'm wearing the same clothes from yesterday, recording a podcast in my basement. Telegraph says it may take a long time to reset his career. I completely disagree. He's already reset his career. He did the special. It's out of the way. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about the drugs. Nobody cares what happened with the ex-wife. People are happy for him and Olivia Munn and the baby. What's the baby? Malcolm. Everybody's happy. It's all good. Tonight on John Mulaney's LA Thing, Sarah Silverman, Tom Segura, Ronnie Chang, Weezer. All right, here's some notes from me. Ladies and gentlemen, Sarah Silverman. Hey, Sarah, what's going on? Shut up. My next guest, the very funny Tom Segura. Hey, Tom, what's going on? Shut up. My next guest, you know him from The Daily Show, the very hilarious Ronnie Chang. Ronnie, what's going on? Did you watch the Trump trial? Then shut up. Ladies and gentlemen, Weezer. And don't take a phone call in the middle of Weezer. I'm going to miss this Netflix Comedy Fest when it's over. Right, tonight, again, the website, just with a really weird layout, so I jump all over on the times. 7:30, Matt Rife. 8 o'clock, Shane Gillis. Mike Epps at 7. Dodgers Comedy Night, hosted by Cedric the Entertainer and presented by All-Star Dodgers catcher Will Smith. Super Curious, featuring Dusty Slay, Felipe Esparza, Heather McMahon, Justin Willman, Tom Papa. It's pretty good, but might have to pick Shane over that. We'll see what the rest of the list is. 7 o'clock, just added the Ali Wong residency. She was taping a special. Let me tell you what's going on there. They don't like what they got at the taping. She was taping a special over the weekend. Just added means we don't have a special on tape yet. Do one more. That's what's going on there. Jimmy Carr at 7. Gods of Comedy with Letterman. 7:30. Are they telling us who's on? No, they won't tell us who's on. I don't really like Letterman the Interviewer anyway. I'd rather see Dave throwing stuff off a 5-story tower, honestly. 8 o'clock, just added an all-star tribute to the Comedy Union. Low tickets warning for Christina P. at 7. Plenty of tickets available at 9:45, apparently. Lavelle Crawford, 9:45. He's really good. Let's see what else we got here. I've noticed as you scroll down, it gets a little less interesting. Ali Sadiq at 7. Jay Farrow, 7:30. Made in Brazil, just added. Not to be confused with Made in Canada at 7. There's just too many shows. All right, if you and I were in Los Angeles, Shane Gillis early, and you want to do Lavelle Crawford late? You want to do Christina P. late? Meanwhile, at Sydney, I put some work into this for reels, trying to pull clips. Most of these artists do not have clips. I discovered the Sydney Festival Facebook page, and I was like, ooh, there's clips, and one of the clips just was not funny, and the other was a little too dirty, and then I found one clip for tomorrow's list at Sydney, but we had played that clip already, so no clips again today. Let me tell you about one or two of the shows. Oliver Coleman's show is called Goof. Coleman comes on stage and gets straight into it. He's on fire tonight. Something has obviously gone terribly wrong. People from the audience shouted at him to stop, drop, and roll, but he's acting like this happens every night. The man's a professional. He's got jokes to tell. Winner, Best Comedy Weekly Award, Adelaide Fringe 2022. The Advertiser says 5 stars. Comic genius catapults to the point of sheer chaos. We played him before in Melbourne. He's the guy that we told you about. He does a joke about stand-up comedy being basically a high school auditorium performance. Stephen K. Amos. Wow, I haven't heard his name in forever. He's fantastic. No clip, though. Oh, no, there is a clip. I missed this earlier. Here, let's listen.
I've got to say, what a pleasure it is to come back. It's been a weird couple of years. In fact, to come back on this trip, I had to do a 4.5 months paperwork to get permission, exemption to fly into this country. The day I arrived, you guys changed the rules. I arrived at immigration, the guy was like, anything to declare? I gave him my file, this thick. He went, we don't need that anymore. And he went, just go on then, go on, go in, sir. I went, thank God I brought those 300 cigarettes from Dubai.
Tried to salvage that one. He went a long way for a joke with a funny punchline, but it ended with a hard C word, and we don't do that here at Daily Comedy News. Devin Walker, James Austin Johnson, and Andrew Dismukes have announced a 9-city comedy tour. It is called the Summer Jobs Tour. Johnson said, comedy is so back, and I'm not even Cap. Must be some lingo the youths use. I'm not familiar with. The tour kicks off June 7th, Brooklyn at the Bell House. ITV is going to showcase some of the, quote, most exciting comedians at this year's Edinburgh Fringe with a series of special programs. ITVX presents Edinburgh Fringe Live. Will be streamed live on ITVX and available to catch up for 30 days afterwards. That's cool. And that is your comedy news for today. If you enjoyed the program, tell a friend about it. They might like it too. If you'd like the show's ad-free, become a premium subscriber via Apple Podcasts. Open up this show on the Apple Podcast app. You'll see it'll say Calro Gasherk, free trial 30 days, $4.99 a month. You click that and Apple does something. I don't know how it works. And then, you get it ad-free. See you tomorrow.